Across the galaxy there was a name that brought silence. Zorth. The Zorth Empire ruled hundreds of star systems with no fear. Their ships were strong. Their weapons were deadly. Their soldiers were trained to feel no pain, no mercy, and no fear. Every time the Zorth arrived, worlds fell. No one dared to stand against them. Every species, no matter how strong, either bowed or burned. That was how it had always been. That's what made the Zorth proud. They believed nothing in the universe could ever scare them. On the edge of their territory, near a dying red star, a Zorth scout ship moved through empty space. The crew was relaxed. They didn't expect any danger. Their mission was simple: scan for resources and check for any new signals. The pilot, Commander Zelra, was known for being calm, even during war. His face was like stone. He had seen dozens of battles and destroyed entire cities with one command. He had never known fear, not even once. But today something was different. "Commander," said one of the crew members, "we found something. It's old. Maybe a probe." Zelra walked over and looked at the screen. It was small, a metal object floating slowly near. The dead star. Strange design. Not Zorth, not from any known empire. "Can you identify it?" he asked. The crew member shook his head. "Unknown origin. It's sending out a weak signal. Ancient, maybe thousands of years old." Zelra narrowed his eyes. "Bring it aboard." The probe was pulled into the ship's hold. Scientists came to examine it. As they worked, strange music played from the probe's speaker. It was soft and slow, something called a violin, though no one there knew the name. The sound made the crew uncomfortable, but they laughed it off. "Primitive," one said. "Sounds like a child's toy," said another. Then the signal changed. Words started playing in an old Earth language. A calm human voice said, "We reach out in peace. This is a message from the people of Earth." Zelra watched in silence. He had never heard of Earth. He had studied every map of the known galaxy. Earth was not on any of them. "Play it again," he ordered. The message repeated. Still calm. Still peaceful. Yet something about it made Zelra's stomach twist. He didn't understand why. He turned to his second officer. "Scan for any ships nearby. I want to know where this came from." "No, ships detected, only debris and silence." Zelra frowned. "Keep scanning, there's something out there." That night the lights on the ship flickered. The probe, though powered off, turned itself back on. The voice changed, no longer peaceful, now cold, now direct. "Leave this place," it said. "You do not belong here." Alarms screamed. The ship's system started to crash. Engines failed, lights went dark, and then came the whispering. Voices only some could hear. Some screamed, others froze in place. One crew member tore off his helmet and ran into the airlock, opening the door to space. Zelra grabbed his weapon and rushed to the command room. It was chaos. Half the crew was gone. The rest looked shaken, pale and afraid. "What's happening?" he shouted. "No idea, Commander," someone cried. "It's like something is inside the ship, inside our minds." Then, the main screen lit up. A single image appeared. It was a planet, blue and green, Earth. Then came the message again. "This is your first and only warning. Turn back." Zelra stared at the screen. His hands were shaking. It was the first time he felt it, real fear. And he knew deep inside that something was wrong. This probe was not simple. This planet was not weak. He turned to his team. "Send a message to the High Council. Tell them, we've found something. Something dangerous, but it was too late. The engines shut down completely. Every system died. One by one, crew members disappeared. No alarms, no sound, just silence." Zelra was alone. He wandered through the dark halls, calling out names. No one answered. Then he reached the hold where the probe was kept. The door was open. The probe was gone. In its place stood something else, not human, not Zorth, just a shadow with glowing blue eyes. Selra raised his weapon. "Who are you?" The shadow stepped forward. "We are not here to fight," it said. "But if you bring war to Earth, you will lose." Zelra fired. The shadow vanished. The weapon exploded in his hands. He fell to the ground unconscious. When he woke, he was in an escape pod, drifting in space. Alone. The ship was gone. No signs of battle. No signs of his crew. Just empty space. And a final message burned into the pod's wall. "Do not follow. Earth is not your conquest." The High Council received the message days later. They watched the footage again and again. Some laughed, others worried. But one thing was clear. For the first time, the Zorth had found something they did not understand. A new name was whispered through the Empire. Humans. Who were they? Where did they get this power? And why? Did they make a Zorth warrior feel fear? As the Council debated, other probes were found near different stars. Each one different, each one carrying the same message. Some Council members wanted to leave it alone, others wanted war. But one thing was certain. The Zorth had ruled without fear, until now. In the shadows of the galaxy, Earth had awakened, and it was watching. The message from the lost Zorth ship had spread across the Empire like a silent storm. The High Council sat in a great hall filled with sharp shadows and cold lights. They listened again to the voice from the probe, the calm human voice warning them to leave. Many of the Council members had never heard of humans before. Some thought the message was a trick. Others felt a strange unease deep in their bones. "We must send a fleet," said one elder with a cold voice. "If humans are weak, we will show our power. If they are strong, we must know now before they grow." The Council agreed. A great fleet was prepared, thousands of ships filled with the best pilots and commanders of the Empire. Their mission was simple: find the humans, study them, and if needed, stop them. Commander Zelra was called again. He was the only one who survived the first encounter. His face was pale, but his eyes burned with something new, curiosity mixed with caution. "I want to join the fleet," he said. "We do not understand what we faced. We must see it ourselves." The Council accepted his request, but warned him. "This mission will test you. You must not fail." The fleet left the homeworld, moving fast through the black silence of space. Days passed with no sign of humans. Then suddenly the ships entered the solar system called Sol, but the human planets did not appear on their scanners. "We are too close," said the science officer. "Something is blocking our sensors." The ship slowed, moving carefully. Suddenly, one of the scout ships disappeared without a sound. The rest stopped and waited, but no reply came. Commander Zelra's ship moved forward alone. He wanted to see what was hiding in the darkness. As his ship entered the area, something strange happened. The stars seemed to blur, like a soft mist was wrapping around his ship. His instruments went crazy. Then, out of nowhere, a large shape appeared. It was a human warship, but unlike anything the Zorth had ever seen. The ship was not big, but it looked strong. Its surface was dark like the night sky, and it shimmered with light. It did not move like the Zorth ships. It was calm, slow, but powerful. Then a voice came over all channels. "Zorth fleet, you are not welcome here. Leave this system. This is your only warning." The voice was calm but firm. It did not shout or threaten. It simply stated a fact. Selra was silent for a moment. He looked at his crew. "Prepare for contact. No weapons unless fired upon." The human ship did not move closer. It waited. Suddenly a signal appeared on the screen. It was not words, but pictures. Images of Earth, of people, of their world. The humans were showing that they were ready. They were watching. They were waiting. The Council was surprised. Why do they not attack? They wondered. Zelra felt the same question. He wanted to find out more. He sent a message in their language, trying to show peace. The answer came back fast. "Peace is Possible only with respect. We ask you to respect our home. The Zorth commander felt something new again. Respect. He had never thought about that word in war. In the Empire, strength was everything. Respect was earned through power. The human ship remained still. It was a challenge without weapons, a silent warning that the humans did not fear the Empire. Days passed. The Zorth fleet waited. The humans did not attack. But neither did they leave. Zelra began to feel the weight of the unknown. The humans were different. They had patience. They had will. Then one night the calm was broken. A scout ship sent a distress call. It had been caught in a strange field near a moon. The ship's systems were failing. The crew was unable to move. Zelra took his ship to help. As he arrived, he saw the scout ship trapped in a glowing net of energy. It was soft but unbreakable. The crew looked calm but unable to act. Suddenly, the human warship appeared behind Zelra's ship. The commander's heart pounded. The human captain spoke quietly. "This is a test. You choose your path." Zelra looked at his controls. The energy net was spreading. He had two choices: fight and risk war, or retreat and listen. He chose to listen. The energy net disappeared. The trapped ship was free. The human ship moved back to its hiding place. The message was clear. Humans were strong, but they wanted to avoid war. They wanted the Zorth to understand that their strength was not just in weapons but in will and patience. Zelra returned to the fleet with new respect. He told the council, "We do not understand humans yet, but they are not weak. They have power beyond what we know." The council was divided. Some wanted to attack immediately. Others wanted to wait and learn. The galaxy was changing. The fearless Zorth were learning for the first time what it meant to face the unknown, and the unknown was not afraid. The days after the meeting were filled with tension. The Zorth fleet stayed near the edges of the human system. Commander Zelra could feel the weight of every moment. The humans did not rush. They waited like hunters in the dark, calm and quiet. The Zorth were not used to this. Usually, when they met enemies, the battle was fast and loud. But here, there was only silence. Zelra watched the stars from the bridge of his ship. He thought about the humans. They had stopped the fleet with a single ship, without firing a single weapon. How was this possible? How could one ship be so strong? Suddenly, the silence broke. Alarm sounded. A nearby Zorth ship sent an urgent message. Its engines were failing, and it was drifting toward a bright, glowing cloud in space. The cloud was strange. It wasn't like any gas or star the Zorth had seen. It shimmered with colors and pulses like a living thing. "Commander," the pilot said, "that cloud is growing. It's moving toward us." Zelra ordered his ship to move closer to scan the cloud. The readings were confusing. The cloud was not dangerous itself, but inside it, signals were changing. It was like a trap, waiting for the fleet to enter. Suddenly, from inside the cloud, a shape appeared. It was a human ship, but not like before. This one was bigger, and it was surrounded by small, shining drones that moved like birds. The drones spread out and surrounded the Zorth fleet, cutting off their escape routes. The human ship spoke calmly. "You are inside the test zone. If you wish to survive, cooperate." Zelra's mind raced. He wanted to break free, but the drones were fast and smart. They did not attack, but they stopped all movement. The Zorth fleet was trapped. "Why do you not fight?" Zelra asked through the communicator. The human voice replied, "Because we do not want war, but we will protect ourselves." The test began. One by one, the Zorth ships faced puzzles and challenges set by the humans. Some ships were asked to navigate complex space mazes. Others had to solve strange energy fields that blocked their path. Every test was different, but the message was clear. Humans used mind and strategy more than force. Zelra noticed something new. The humans had weapons, but they chose to use them only when necessary. Their real power was in controlling space itself, twisting light, bending gravity, and confusing sensors. Days passed. The Zorth learned to respect this strength. They realized that humans fought differently. They did not destroy quickly but weakened enemies slowly and carefully. Then, a new message came from the humans. Your fleet has passed the test. We offer a chance to talk. The High Council was surprised but curious. They agreed to meet the humans in neutral space, a place between their systems. The meeting was tense. The humans appeared calm but confident. Their leader spoke simply. We do not want war, but we will defend our home and friends. Zelra asked, why do you not attack us when you have the power? The human leader smiled softly. Because true strength is control. Power used wisely is better than power used blindly. The meeting ended with no promises but with new understanding. The Zorth left, thinking deeply. The humans had changed the rules of war. They had shown that fear was not the answer. Zelra knew one thing for sure. This was just the beginning. The humans were different. They were patient, clever, and powerful in ways the galaxy had never seen, and the Zorth were no longer the fearless hunters. The fleet returned to their space station, far from the human system, yet the feeling of unease lingered in the air. Commander Zelra stood on the observation deck, watching the stars flicker beyond the thick glass. The humans had shown strength not through weapons, but through calm and control, a strength that puzzled even the most experienced Zorth leaders. For the first time, questions stirred in Zelra's mind. What was this patience the humans possessed? How could they be so quiet yet so powerful? He was used to swift victories, clear battles. This was something new, something different. Reports arrived that strange signals were spreading across nearby star systems, signals unlike anything the Zorth had encountered. The signals were subtle, sometimes just faint pulses, sometimes complex patterns. The scientists on the station called it the human signal. It was mysterious and impossible to ignore. The High Council gathered again. Some members believed the humans were trying to communicate to build bridges. Others suspected a trap, a slow invasion through minds rather than weapons. Zelra felt torn between fear and curiosity. One night, the signals changed. The pulses grew stronger, filling the station's sensors with waves of information. The scientists worked quickly to decode the message. It was a story, told through light and sound, a story of Earth, of its people, and of their history. Zelra listened to the message. It spoke of exploration, of challenges overcome, of unity and hope. It was a message not of conquest, but of connection. The humans were reaching out, inviting understanding. At the same time, reports came from the edge of Zorth space. Small ships were disappearing, not in battle, but vanishing as if they had been pulled into another place. The crew who saw it described a soft light surrounding the ships, a calm that was both beautiful and strange. Zelra's ship was sent to investigate. As they approached the last known position of a missing ship, they found nothing but empty space. No debris, no distress signals, just silence. Suddenly, the communication system crackled to life. A calm human voice spoke directly into Zelra's ship. Do not be afraid. You are safe here. The message continued, inviting the Zorth to a hidden place deep in space, where humans and others met in peace. It was a place of learning, where differences were respected and understanding grew. Zelra faced a choice. Return to the council with questions, or follow the invitation and discover what the humans truly wanted. He chose to follow. As his ship moved deeper into unknown space, the stars shifted. Time seemed to slow. When Zelra arrived, he found a space station unlike any he had seen, shining with soft light, surrounded by fields of calm energy. Inside, beings of many kinds gathered. Humans, but also others from distant worlds. They were not soldiers or conquerors, but explorers, thinkers, and diplomats. Zelra felt a strange peace. Here, strength was not shown through force, but through wisdom and patience. The humans had built more than weapons. They had built hope. The journey ahead was uncertain, but one thing was clear. The galaxy was changing. The fearless hunters were beginning to learn that power was not just about fighting, but about knowing when to listen, and the humans were teaching them. The quiet space station shimmered in the endless darkness, surrounded by soft glows and distant stars. Commander Zelra stood among strangers from many worlds, feeling the weight of everything he had seen. The humans had brought him here not as a prisoner but as a guest. It was unlike any first contact the Zorth Empire had ever experienced. The air inside the station was calm but alive. Voices spoke in many languages, but the tone was always respectful and curious. No threats, no fear, only questions and answers. Zelra felt a strange sense of peace, yet deep inside, his mind raced, with doubts. Could this calm hold? Or was it just the calm before a storm? Suddenly the station's lights dimmed. A soft hum filled the air as a holographic figure appeared. It was a human, but different. Taller, with eyes that seemed to hold centuries of wisdom. "We welcome you, Commander," the figure said. "You stand at the edge of a new time where understanding must replace fear." Zelra listened carefully as the figure explained the humans' history. They had faced darkness, challenges that almost destroyed them, but through patience, unity, and respect, they survived and grew stronger. "This is why we do not fear," the figure said. "Strength is not only power, but knowing when to act and when to wait." The commander thought of his own people, the empire built on conquest, speed and strength. Was there room for this new way? Days passed as Zelra joined talks with other species. They shared stories of war, peace, and survival. The humans spoke of choices, of how sometimes the greatest victory was avoiding conflict altogether. One evening, while looking out into space, Zelra felt a pull in his heart. The humans had offered a vision of the future, but the path was unclear. Could his empire accept patience? Could they learn respect? Then, news arrived. On a distant border, a small fleet of Zorth ships had disappeared. The message was quiet, almost too calm. Ships lost without signs of battle. No distress signals, no wreckage. The council grew uneasy. Some called for immediate action, search and destroy missions to find enemies. Others wanted to wait, to understand. Zelra asked to lead a mission to investigate. He felt that rushing would only bring trouble. The humans had taught him to see beyond fear. As his ship moved through space, the strange signals returned. They were faint, but growing, like whispers in the dark. Suddenly, the ship's systems shifted. Sensors showed a place beyond the normal universe, a peaceful zone where time flowed differently. In this zone, Zelra found the lost ships. They were unharmed, crews calm and well. They had been brought to a safe place by the humans, an offer of peace. When Zelra returned, he told the council what he had learned. The humans did not want war. They wanted connection. Their power was a shield, protecting life and hope. The council was divided. The old ways whispered for war, for conquest. But a new voice rose, a voice of patience, of learning. Zelra realized that the galaxy was standing at a crossroads. Fear could lead to destruction, or understanding could lead to a future where many worlds could live in peace. And for the first time, the fearless hunter felt something new, not fear, but hope. The galaxy held its breath. Commander Zelra stood on the bridge of his ship, watching distant stars blink softly in the deep darkness. The journey had changed him, changed the Zorth Empire in ways no battle ever could. The humans had shown a new kind of strength, one built on patience, understanding, and control rather than fear or force. The council's chambers buzzed with tension. Old warriors demanded swift action. They believed that peace was a weakness, that hesitation would bring ruin. But others spoke quietly, reminding the council of what Zelra had seen, the calm power of the humans and their way of defending life without destruction. Zelra spoke with steady calm. "We have faced many enemies, but the humans are different. Their strength is not in quick attacks, but in knowing when to wait. They protect not just themselves, but the future. We must learn from them." Many disagreed. They feared that patience was surrender, yet the signs were clear. The humans did not seek war. Their actions had shown mercy and wisdom. Suddenly, a signal came from the edge of the Empire. A human ship was approaching, slow and steady. They came not with weapons, but with an offer, a chance for peace and cooperation. The message was simple. Let us meet as equals. Let us build a future together. The council agreed to send Zelra to meet them. As he traveled through space, he thought of everything he had learned. The galaxy was changing, fear no longer ruled. A new path was possible. The meeting took place on a neutral space station, glowing softly against the black void. Human and Zorth leaders gathered. The air was thick with questions, hope, and the weight of history. The human leader spoke first. We are not so different. We all seek safety, peace, and a chance to grow. Zelra nodded, feeling the truth of those words. We have learned much from you. Your strength is not just in power, but in wisdom. Together, they discussed ways to share knowledge, to protect each other, and to face the unknown dangers of the galaxy as allies. The humans offered their technology and patience. The Zorth offered their courage and strength. For the first time, the stars seemed to shine brighter, as if welcoming the new beginning. As Zelra returned to his fleet, he knew the galaxy had entered a new era. The fearless ones were no longer hunters, but protectors. They had faced the unknown and learned that true strength comes not from fear or force, but from respect and hope. The war that many expected never came. Instead, a new story began, one of unity, courage, and the endless quest for peace in the vast universe. The humans had fought back, not with weapons, but with a vision. And that vision had changed everything.